All right, Nerian. I've seen you comment this day in and day out for over a week now. I'm gonna listen to Color Your Night. I'm gonna do it. This is the last freebie. I've done a lot of freebies, specifically because Nerian would keep posting the same title over and over again. And he's not even a Patreon member, so shame. But as a result, I have to keep the patrons and members actually getting what they're paying for. So last time, Nerian, you usually have really good requests though, but I can't keep handing out freebies to every single one I see. That said, it is Persona. I am plenty familiar with Persona 5 soundtrack, so given that I don't know that much about Persona 3's soundtrack, I was intrigued enough that I wanted to give it a shot. So without further ado, let's listen to Color Your Night. Let's go. Oh yeah. Immediate vibes. Expect nothing less. Woo! Don't mind me just vibing out here. Man. Nothing is more smooth than a Persona soundtrack song, I swear.
Like this, put your hands up, love the moment even from dusk. You always got my back. Don't you worry about that now. It's been a good day, good night. It's gonna be a good day, good night.
I'm just vibing this whole time. I'm not actually reacting. I'm just dancing. Though I suppose that counts, so. I would love to be able to play Persona soundtracks on the drums for like a convention or something. Just playing on a stage while people vibe out. That's like a life goal for me. Don't know if that'll ever happen. But if it ever does, hell yeah. Man, the way that they write for these is just so smooth.
And of course I got your back, don't you worry about that now. It's been a good day, good night. It's gonna be a good day, good night.
I'll talk a little bit about the music theory stuff that goes into these soundtracks for the latter half of this video, because it's just so cool to talk about. Nothing's more interesting than like a swing jazz music theory lesson. Woo. Very tasteful swell on these horns too. You really want your jazz brass section to feel good? Add a swell. That's really all you need to do. Yeah. They always get the best vocalists for this too. Like, all around, some of the cleanest vocal sounds that they get in this soundtrack. All right, let's get to it. All right, so I just spent like literally 15 minutes just playing around with this one. It's super fun. The key is D flat major or B flat minor. I'm sure it switches out in there. They are relative keys after all. but it is just so much fun to sit here on this. Like, this right here, that's just an F. You can sit on that and literally mix anything together with that, and it'll sound great. Same thing with this one, which is a B flat. And that's a perfect fifth. So those two work together extremely well. But the scale here is... that's it. It's really nice. It's really fun to play with. Like, literally just matching these with anything else on here roots it back, so it works really well. You can just do whatever you want on it. Same thing with that slightly higher one. That being a minor, because that's the two together. But, you know, it just kind of sounds neat. Also, found this out when I was playing. This is the wrong key, but also you get a little bit of Linkin Park in there. It's the same, like, general relationship to the note, so it kind of fits. But all in all, this is so much fun to play with. Like, mess around with this key on your own time and just play along to, like, this song. Just let it go and start doing little piano things. Just utilizing those notes you saw on screen earlier. Just play something. Just literally flick your fingers around and just do whatever you want. Just have a good time. Like, if you have a piano, cool, but also if you don't, there's plenty of online pianos that allow you to use your, like, computer keyboard as a keyboard, so you can just do that, and it's super fun to mess around with and just play to it. You can kind of do whatever because it's jazz, and you don't really have to think too much because it's just cyclical. You can really go up and down constant. There's really no chance for you to make a mistake here, and that's kind of the fun part about a jazz-centric song, that the modes that they use and the scales they use are so full of flavor that you can really just do whatever on any measure, and it won't really get crunched or anything, and it won't feel gross. It'll just feel right for some reason. Jazz is phenomenal for an ego boost if you need one. So if you're a pianist and you don't really know what you want to do, learn the key of whatever song you're about to play in the background, then play it, and then just hit whatever notes in that key. You'll almost never do the wrong thing, because you really can't. It's really fun. I also looked up the vocalist, of course, the rapper being somebody named Lotus Juice. I haven't heard any of their work outside of this song, but I'm definitely going to be looking up more. His voice is pretty soft compared to the vocalists I know in rap, so that's actually really nice. It's a good change. It actually supports jazz extraordinarily well, and I'm sure that's why they picked him. And the singer for the chorus is Azumi Takahashi, which I've never heard her work before, but she, from what I looked up, basically did all the vocalizing on all of Persona 3's songs. And they like to do that. They like to stick with one identity, one singer per soundtrack. They've done that with other games too. Persona 5 using Lin and Azumi, for example. You have to create an identity with these games, something that sounds familiar, get the same composer for the entire thing. With this being such a narrative-driven series, it's familiar to have the same vocalist come back again and again instead of having a bunch of different people, because then it starts feeling like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. You get little, like, technical differences between their styles, just delivery is a little bit different, so having things feel consistent in the music helps keep the story feeling consistent as well, instead of breaking things up too much and just randomly coming in with a different genre or a vocalist that sounds completely different from the rest of them, and it just doesn't fit. So I really appreciate that about all of Persona's music, that they just kind of stick to what's safe for the one, because that familiarity plays such a big part in the narrative of the game, as well as just the listener's experience, the player's experience in those, and trying to keep all those things, like, mentally in line. If you start bombarding them with too much information, the players are going to get confused. So that's a very good thing that they've done here. When you're dealing with narrative heavy stuff like a role-playing game, just do this. Stick with those familiar things. It helps lift the burden on the player. It helps connect to the story all in one, instead of having too many things going on to keep track of when you're already trying to do all that. But that's about all I've got to say for this one. It is a really fun song, and I love the soundtracks for Persona games. I just haven't listened to enough of them to recognize all of these. And for real, if you are a keyboard player, a pianist, go mess around with just just playing any jazz song, just 100%. It is a blast to do, and it's a great exercise too to like get your ear working on stuff. You need like a warm-up if you're a professional. It's just a general good idea of any musician to experience multiple genres, play around with them a little bit, because that can influence your learning later, and it can make your sound that much more unique by introducing these little concepts that you learned from other genres into your regular playing for whatever genre you main. But I digress. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, by all means leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get to it. Just because I said I wasn't going to give Nerian any more specific freebies doesn't mean I'm opposed to listening to more music that he throws out there, as long as he has the like ratio to justify me picking it specifically, and not because he keeps asking over and over again and I'm like, fine, because I'm a people pleaser and it's what I do and I can't help myself or have self-control. But anyway, if you like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!